Hi, welcome. It's Dean Stewart, founder of the Thinking Revolution and also founder of the Exceptional Leader University. So in the last video, I shared with you the 5 areas of development that you have to master if you're going to become an exceptional leader. So let's crack on and get into the detail and start looking at the first of those elements, which was the aspect about being clear about what you really want. So getting clarity on what you really want is dependent on 3 key elements of the way in which you think. The first of those is the aspect of can. What you believe you can achieve in life, what you believe you can do, the skills, the talents, the abilities that you have, that you can bring to the party, whatever party that might be. It's not just about being an exceptional leader at work. The principles of exceptional leadership apply in all aspects of life. So no matter what it is you want to achieve, whether it's a personal goal or a professional goal, getting clear on what you really want is going to depend on what you believe you can do. Now, you probably have come across the very famous Henry Ford quote. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you're probably right. And this is so true. And these beliefs about what you can or can't do have been building up inside you based on your early life experiences, your programming, if you like, from your parents, from your teachers, from your friends, from the culture that you were born up in, the religion that you were brought into. All of these different factors go to create the programming that's running in your mind about what you believe it's possible for you to do. What you believe you can do is an absolute function of the programming that is running in your mind right now. So when you start thinking about people who achieve amazing things, what you have to understand is that they have broken out of programming that was holding them back. Somehow they've got the key to opening this door. So what you believe you can do is a function of your programming from a very early age. It's also a function of the experience that you've had since those early days, because you will have tried things and that will have given you a certain result, and your mind will have now logged as to whether you were successful or not in achieving the result you wanted. That will have created a belief in you as to whether you can or can't do whatever it was you were trying to do. Understanding your beliefs about what you can do, or indeed what you can't do, is crucial to breaking out of being an ordinary leader and becoming an exceptional leader. The next element that you have to become a master of is understanding your needs. Now, this is important because your needs are your driving force. It's your desire to fulfill your needs that causes you to act and do the things that you are doing. So if you don't understand your needs, if you're not conscious of what your needs are and how you're trying to fulfill them, you won't be conscious of what you're doing and the acts and decisions that you're making. Becoming conscious of your needs is the second element of getting clarity on what you really want, because becoming conscious of your needs is going to help you to understand what you are prepared to do, i.e. what you will do. And I hope you can see there's a difference between what you believe you can do and what you are prepared to do, what you will do. And the third element that you have to become a master of if you're going to get clarity on what you really want is you've got to become conscious of how you think about the world. Because it's how you think about the world that determines how you go about doing things. So for example, if you think the world is a really hostile place and you've got to be really tough and even aggressive to get what you want, that's going to determine how you show up in the world. If you believe that the world's an abundant place where everything that you need and want is there for you, you're going to show up in a different way to get the things that you want. If you've been brought up to believe that people aren't trustworthy, you're going to behave very differently than if you've been brought up to believe that people are kind, open, honest and caring. So understanding how you see the world is the third key element. Now these three elements come together to create your center. Now you can think of this center in a number of different ways. It's the center that creates the vision for you of what you believe is possible for you. Because it's the coming together of what you believe you can do, what you will do, and how you go about doing it. And that exists at the level of your subconscious mind. This is why what you want and identifying what you really want is all about understanding how you think. Because if you're not getting the results you really want in life, there is only one reason, and that's because your thinking is not supporting that. That's why mastery of this element, understanding with clarity what you want, is so important. Because if you don't know what your limiting beliefs are around what you think you can do, if you don't have a sense of what you will do, what your driving forces are, and if you haven't got that self-awareness of how you go about doing things, then you will never be able to address the gap between what you really want and what you're achieving right now. And the important thing to recognize in all of this is that this all works at the level of your subconscious thinking. Getting clarity on what you really want is all about developing your self-awareness. So how do you develop your self-awareness? Well, you become conscious. The fact that you're watching this video means you've already taken the first step. What you then have to become conscious of is those moments when you experience doubt, uncertainty, lack of confidence. Those are your emotions talking to you and revealing to you those areas of limiting beliefs where you don't think you can do things. You need to become sensitive to what your emotions and what your inner voice is trying to tell you. When it comes to understanding what you are and what you're not prepared to do, well, it's a similar thing. It's about tuning in to that gut feeling that you have. That gut feeling that tells you whether something feels right or wrong. Because where do those feelings of right and wrong come from? Well, they come from your programming. And how old were you when that program was installed? Well, it was way before that you were capable of making a choice as to whether you wanted that programming. So tuning in to how you feel is the key skill to develop when it comes to understanding what you will and won't do. And finally, when it comes to understanding how you go about things, well, it's no magic formula. You've heard it twice before. It comes from your programming. So when you understand how these three elements come together, what you believe you can do, what you're prepared to do or what you're not prepared to do, and how you believe you should go about doing things, then you can start to get a sense of the gap between what you really want and what you're actually shooting for. Because it's your center, how these three elements come together, that determine the gap between what you really want and what you believe at the unconscious level is possible for you. And this is the difference between exceptional leaders and ordinary leaders. Exceptional leaders can step outside of their subconscious thinking and identify what they really want, and ordinary leaders won't. And the reason they don't is because this is scary. Because what you're doing is you're challenging all your beliefs, and it never feels comfortable to do that. If you want to become an exceptional leader, if you want to achieve the things in life that you really want, there's only one way. You've got to challenge the way in which you think right now. Because as Einstein said, insanity is doing the same things, but but expecting different results. If you want to do things differently, you have to think differently. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up in the comments below. If you've got any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear what you think. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, because that way you'll be notified every time I release a new video. And if you'd like to contact me, then just pop along to the Thinking Revolution website, which is thethinkingrevolution.com. And at the top of the page, you'll see a contact tab, and you can get in touch with me directly there. Until the next time, I wish you luck on your journey to becoming an exceptional leader.